two-step inequalities. Write down this inequality and solve it. So we're going to solve as if this were just any other equation. We're going to isolate our variable. We're going to add 4 negatives to each side. Then we're left with 2x is greater than or equal to 20. And then we're going to divide both sides by 2. And we will be left with x is greater than or equal to 2. Now remember, we did not have to do anything to our inequality symbol because we divided by a positive number. So again, this means that a value for x can be anything greater than or equal to 2. Now I want you to write this equality and solve it. So the first thing I'm going to do is change my subtraction to addition. Now I want to get rid of this 3 as my denominator, so I'm going to take both sides, multiply it by a 3 over 1, or just a 3. So what that does is it eliminates the fraction. So I have m plus, I have to distribute, 3 times negative 3 is negative 9, less than or equal to negative 18. Don't forget that you also have to multiply the right by 3. Now I'm going to add 9 to both sides. So I'm left with m is less than or equal to negative 9. I don't have to do anything to the inequality sign because even though I multiplied by a positive. Alright, I want you to pause the video, write this problem down, and solve. So the first thing that we have to do is our distribution. Negative 4 times negative 4 is a positive 16, plus negative 4 times x, negative 4x is greater than 56. To isolate our variable, we're going to subtract 16 from both sides. So we're going to be left with negative 4x is greater than 60. I'm sorry, 40. You thought I was going to make a mistake. And now we're going to divide both sides by negative 4. Alright, now remember what happens when I divide by a negative. I'm left with x. I'm going to go ahead and flip my inequality sign. Because I'm dividing by a negative, I flip my inequality sign and I end up with x is less than negative 10. X can be any quantity less than negative 10. I flipped my inequality sign because I divided by a negative. Alright, let's try one more. I want you to write this one down and I want you to solve it. So the first thing we're going to do is get rid of that 4. So I'm going to multiply everything by 4 over 1. So I'm left with negative 4 is greater than, those divided out, 12 plus x. Then I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. And 4 negatives and 12 negatives is 16 negatives, and that is greater than x. Which we can then write it as, we can leave it like this, that's perfectly fine, but you're a little bit more used to seeing x is less than negative 16, which is the same as this. X is less than negative 16, or negative 16 is greater than x. And that's it. So as you can see, solving inequalities is just like solving one-step equations, except when you divide by a negative, don't forget to flip the inequality sign.